Hi, ladies and dudes, and welcome back for my part 2 event of my top 5 best unlikely allies of all time. And yes, ladies and dudes, it is very true. I only got 2 spots left. Of which other characters who deserve to be unlikely allies? You know, the characters who met each other by coincidence, or it could be an accident, or it could be destiny, and some others. Well, if you guys get the picture. So, let's head on to the final 2. So, coming at number 2 goes to the 3 best dudes I have ever seen from The Princess Bride. One is a formal pirate dude, or, a formal farm boy. A dude who wants to seek out revenge on this other dude who has 6 fingers. And the last one is a very sweet, lovable giant who doesn't want to hurt anybody. Yeah, you know who these 3 dudes are. So coming at number 2 goes to Wesley, Indigo, and Fezzik from The Princess Bride. And I gotta tell you the truth right now about The Princess Bride. Something I forgot to mention from my movie review of The Princess Bride. I will say The Princess Bride deserves to be one of the most friendliest films of all time, because if you pay attention to this movie very carefully, all these characters that we've grown to love and care about in this whole entire movie, they are just being way too friendly to each other. I mean, everybody's being so darn friendly, and they're not being a threat to anyone. That's for sure. And the reason why these 3 dudes have to be unlikely allies is because the near end of the film. It's up to all 3 of them to go to the castle, take care of their goals, and try to stop the wedding once and for all. So yeah, Indigo's goal is he wants to seek out revenge on the 6-fingered man who had murdered his dad from the last 20 years ago. He just wanted to take him down to the count with his father's sword. And as for Wesley, his main goal is to rescue his beloved Buttercup so she won't get married to that evil prince named Humperdinck. And I know Humperdinck is such a weirdo name. And as for Fezzik, well, let's just say he just wanted to do it for fun. And we will never forget that moment when he disguised himself as some type of ghost with that cool looking cloak. Yeah, he says some really cool funny dialogues when he's trying to scare off those men who was trying to protect that gate. It was so darn hilarious. So yep, I wish I could say more about these unlikely allies for the number 2 spot. And finally, ladies and dudes, here we are. The most important moment that everybody has been waiting for. Which unlikely allies deserves to be in the number 1 spot? One of the best unlikely allies we have ever seen from movies, TV show, anime, characters who are based by comic books, or characters who are based by books, or characters who are based by video games, or whatever. I will say, for these unlikely allies, they are the best memorable ones I have ever seen in a Miyazaki film. And as for these unlikely allies, they are becoming more than friends. They are becoming a family. A family that these two main characters should have had for many years ago or something like that. So coming at number 1 goes to Patsu, Shida, and the pirate gang from Castle in the Sky. I just love these unlikely allies to death, and they are truly the best ones of all. And yes, ladies and dudes, it is true that these wonderful characters did have a very rocky start. They were like unlikely enemies at some point in the film. You know, the pirate gang were trying to chase after poor Shida for no reason, because all they wanted is to go after this crystal that she had around her neck, because this crystal has some type of hidden powers that nobody had never noticed about. And it's up to Patsu. He's doing the best he can to take good care of her and try to protect her at all costs. And yes, there was a wild goose chase going on somewhere around at the near middle of the film. And then later on, Patsu found out the truth that these pirate people want to help out Shida so they could save her from the evil hands of Muska. And yeah, they did take a risk to go back to that capsule. Yeah, the capsule, you know, where Shida is. They did the best they can to get there in time before there's more chaos on the loose. And it's a good thing they saved her at the nick of time. And this is where their unlikely allies began. So, Patsu and Shida decide to strike that, reverse it. They decide to come along with the pirate gang on their funny-looking bird plane thingy-majig, and they're going to help them out as soon as they can as they head on to their adventures up there in the sky to find that missing place that was in the sky for many years, and that's called Laputa. You know, the mysterious capsule in the sky, or what's left of it, I guess. Hard for me to say. So yep, Patsu, Shida, and the pirate gang deserves to be the number 1 best unlikely allies of all time. Well, for me, of course. And there you go, ladies and dudes. Those are my top 5 best unlikely allies of all time that I ever found from movies, anime, TV shows, characters who were based by books, or characters who were based by comic books, or characters who were based by video games, or whatever. I hope you enjoyed this list. And tell me, ladies and dudes, who is your favorite unlikely allies of all time in your own opinion? Well, whichever they are, please leave a comment there and let me know. And I think I got a little bit more time to tell you about, a couple of my made up ideas of what kind of unlikely allies that I chose that never exist. Something I made up right away from a couple of years ago or so. So yep, I got plenty of time for that as well. So, let's go on to some other unlikely allies that I decided to make up for my made up projects. Okay, I will never forget my unlikely ally thing for Orgy the movie. What will happen if one of the most underrated heavy metal bands of all time who decided to work with an agent? Yeah, an agent that I decided to make up for the great and mighty Liam Neeson, called Agent Hyel, a guy who likes to use a toothpick in his fingers. Yeah, it will happen somewhere around like in the near middle end point of the movie. So, well, something I made up anyway. And another unlikely allied plan that I decided to make up is for Taken 3 the redo story. What will happen if Benjamin Williams have ever reunited with one of his rivals that he haven't seen for such a long time, and this rival of his is waiting for a rematch? And the character I decided to make up for this character is called Ray. And I really want Ray Fiennes to play him. And since he and Ben had something in common, they were both powerful assassins, and they like to fight bad guys with their swords. Well, for Benjamin Williams, he never used his sword to kill people. He just wanted to use his sword to protect lives, while Ray wants to use his sword to kill lives. Yeah, something I like to make up for that. And another unlikely ally idea, well, I thought about it like a few days ago, but it'll be cool if it did happen. Well, and since you remember like a couple of weeks ago or so, I gotta tell you the truth right now, I am starting to become a big fan of Dr. Octopus, the movie version, and I think the movie version is truly my most favorite one out of the other versions that came from this character. I think it's because of his clothing design. I like him better with the clothing design instead of the costume design of the character. And I was thinking, what will happen if Dr. Octopus wasn't a villain at all? Maybe he will be an anti-hero for the Spider-Man universe. And I was thinking to myself, what type of unlikely allies that he needs to work with? And I was thinking, I would love to see Dr. Octopus work with the 2D hand-drawn animation versions of Wolverine and Kikyo. And since those three guys have one thing in common, they both have metal things as their weapons. Dr. Octopus got his metal arms, Wolverine got his deadly claws, and Kikyo has his sword in the palm of his hand. I'm sure his sword thing is made out of steel. And also, I got another idea for Dr. Octopus. Well, the one I like. What will happen if he tag teamed with Darkman? Now that would have been awesome. That's for sure. And we gotta find a way to get the old great and mighty Liam Neeson to come back and reprise his role. Since we're all disappointed about those Darkman sequels. That really does suck. Big time. So those are my made up ideas of some other characters that I decided to make up that should have had some unlikely allies. And they're a very cool idea to do. That's for sure. And that's all I have for right now, ladies and dudes. I'll be back for more videos to come. And hopefully coming soon, maybe I will do another top 10 list. I'm not sure what's it going to be anyway. But it will come soon, later on in the future. If you know what I mean. So, that is it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara!